and compare the performance of this with a traditional full backup. So in this setup, what I have here is a Windows client that has around 800 gigs of regular files of varying sizes. The client is pointing to a De-Dup enabled storage policy. Have source side De-Dup turned on this storage policy copy. Let's look at the backup history for this client. I have run a couple of backup cycles here. So let's go ahead and kick off a regular backup. Backup job is running at this point. Let's see the progress. Current throughput that we see is around 224 gigs an hour. In the meanwhile, let's go and take a look at the client machine that is being backed up. Let's start the task manager here and look at resource monitor to see the disk activity. So here we see data is being read from E drive, which is the source volume. Going back to the COM server GUI, let's check the current progress. Still the same percentage, so let's wait for a while and check back again. At this point, the job is complete. We backed up around 786 GB of data in over 2 hours 40 minutes. At this point, let's run a couple of incremental backups and then we'll run a dash full. So here we see that I've run a couple of incremental backups. Let's now run a synthetic full, also called as dash full backup, instead of a traditional full. You have an option to run an incremental backup before or after the synthetic full. Let's turn off those options for now. The job has kicked off. Let's check the progress and throughput rates here. Now, right off the bat, you notice the throughput rate. The job is running at over 1.7 terabytes per hour compared to 250 gigs per hour of throughput that we saw with a traditional full. So that's over 7 to 8 times improvement in backup throughput. Now let's make sure this job is not reading any data on the source client, as a synthetic full or dash full job runs completely on the media agent. So let's go to the client machine, and here we see there is absolutely no disk activity on E drive, which is a source volume. Let's look at the job progress again. It is around 59% complete in just under 25 minutes. Let's wait for a while for it to complete. And the job is complete at this point in around 28 minutes. So a huge improvement in throughput compared to running a traditional full backup.